Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love. Listen, I just wanted to come to you today because I told you that I would. I had an event earlier and I wanted to make sure that I kept my word on this show today. And my topic after living life, because life be lifing, I just wanted to say that sometimes it's best to stay silent. Sometimes silence is best. Sometimes silence is the best thing for you. I know a lot of times we always want to make sure we give people a piece of our minds. We want to make sure we get some get back. We want to have the last word. We want them to hear what it is that we got to say. But sometimes it's best to just keep silent. I've grown to learn that a lot of times people make themselves feel like fools. Once they think about what they've done to someone else, they ended up feeling like fools on their own. You don't even have to be a part of making somebody feel stupid for something that they did that they had no business doing to you. I'm telling you, sometimes silence is best. Have you ever done anything to someone or said something to someone and you went back home and thought about it and said, dang, I made myself look like a fool. I shouldn't even said that. Why did I say that? It won't even worth it. That was petty. And just like we do that and we feel bad sometimes when we come at somebody sideways, other people do the same thing. It happens to them as well. And you don't always have to get the last word. You don't always have to give a person a piece of your mind. You don't have to show them that you weren't always that type of person. I won't always say, y'all know we like to say that, those of us who are Christians and saved, I won't always say, we don't have to show people we weren't always saved. We don't have to say it because I'm telling you, sometimes it's best to keep silent, and they don't know where you're coming from when you're keeping silent. They don't when you give them that energy, when you start talking and start letting them know where you coming from, that's when they can read you. But when you keep silent, they can't even read you. They don't understand when they give you their opinion and you say thank you so much for your opinion. I appreciate it. Now you could go on about your business. When you treat a person like that, they don't know where you're coming from. They don't know how to respond to you, how to act from what you have said. So I realize that sometimes it's just best to be quiet. Now, I can't tell you when the best time for you, when it's the best time for you to be quiet. I can't even recommend that. You have to know. Is this situation worth me losing my temper? Is this situation worth me acting a fool, showing them just who I really am? Is it worth it? Because sometimes, you got to lay down your law. You got to stand on business, as we like to say. But sometimes it's not even worth the energy. It's not worth the time. It's not worth the breath to say anything to people sometimes. And people try to push you to provoke you into doing something that you normally wouldn't do or doing exactly what they want you to do. Because, see, a lot of people want to show that you're ignorant. A lot of people want to show that you do things right off the rip. You don't think before you speak or think before you act. A lot of people want that, so they try to push your buttons, and you get out there and you start cussing and fussing in front of the wrong people, and then you lose your advantage. You lose your grip. You lose the opportunity to do things with people that was once willing to work with you. Okay, so we have to remind. See, and I don't talk about anything I haven't been through. I don't talk about anything that I don't know. Most of the time, I have been through this thing. So I'm telling you, for those of you who are able to take advice, because all I can do is advise. Everybody's grown here. For I must say, if you're not grown, you probably won't want to watch my show. But we don't want to talk too much. We don't want to do too much. Sometimes it's best that we stay silent. Sometimes it's best that we don't respond to the stuff that's being said and done to us. As long as you're not putting your hand on me, for the most part, I'm not caring what you do. I don't care. I truly believe that regardless of your opinion of something that I've done, or regardless of your opinion of something that I'm going to do. I truly believe what God has for me is for me, and I don't have to worry about what you think about it. I do ask you to move out swiftly and expeditiously when it comes to something that's dealing with me. I do ask you to do that because I know and I am sure that God has me. And for those of you who don't know, I am a Christian. I do, when in my show, I mention the person that I follow. And I understand if you don't want to stay around to listen, that's fine by me. But this is what you get when you tune into Real Talk Live on that D Love. No, I don't sit here and do church shows. I don't, but I mention who I'm guided by. And I, I feel like sometimes it'd be the wrong time that I'm guided to keep my mouth shut. I really do. I feel like I'm guided to keep my mouth shut at the wrong time. There'll be so many times when I'm like, should I say something or should I just let this be and just end this in the best manner possible? But sometimes I be wanting to say something. And have you ever been in a situation where you didn't say anything, and then when you got finished, you like, oh man, I should have said this, and I should have said that, and I should have did this, and this is the way this should have ended. It didn't end right for me. But those are, just so you know, those are the best times for us to be quiet. Those are the best opportunities for us to keep quiet. When we think that we should have said something, the best thing that we could ever have done was, to stay silent. Stay silent. Sometimes silence is better. Silence is better. Do not always be quick to respond. If you just, and when I say you, I mean we, if we would just sometimes count to 10, yeah, and I know, listen, people have been teaching this for the longest, count to 10. Somebody come at you wrong, count to 10. All up in your face and do, count to 10. Give yourself that time to think about how you're going to react, how you're going to respond. So somebody coming up in my face, listen, let me tell you what I don't like. Let me tell you what I don't like. In my mind on 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, and I breathe. So you don't like that? And what else don't you like? So what do you suggest? That's what I learned to do. Listen to them. Listen to what they don't like. Listen to the anger that they're showing. Do you want to match that same energy? Or would you prefer that they match your energy where you counted to 10 and now you can think rationally? You can ask questions and try to get a clear understanding on where they're coming from and why it's something about you that they don't like or they felt like they needed to tell you. Count to 10 and start talking slowly. Start trying to analyze what it is they're saying, what they're trying to get to. And then you'll have better control over the situation. And then when you go home, you will realize that, hey, I handled that the proper way. I might not have felt like it was the best way, but I handled that without stirring up anger. I handled that without arguing. I handled that situation without escalating. Instead, I de-escalated because I was able to say, I'm going to walk away right now because this is not my issue. See, sometimes people will bring issues to you that are not your issue. And at that time, that's when you need to say, okay, I understand. I got you. Everything is noted. Your concerns are noted. And you walk away. You don't stay there and make their issue your issue. If you have an issue with me, that's still your issue. It just happens to be with some part of me that I really don't care about. That's your issue, not my issue. Do not let people push their issues on you. I learned how to stare you in your face and ignore you. I've been doing that for years to people. I will stare you in your face. Yes, I understand. Okay, all right. Yes. And I'm going to ignore everything you said. I'm not going to take your advice because I think that you're disrespectful. I think that if you come to me with some unsolicited advice, I'm definitely not going to take your advice because I didn't ask you for it. If you ask me, do I mind you offer me some advice? I'm going to listen to you, definitely. And I may act on it. I may not. But it's all in how you approach individuals when you're trying to offer them your opinion or offer them your advice. And then, like I say, I can ignore you and still answer you and act like we having a conversation and we kumbaya and all that stuff, and everything you're saying to me going through one ear out of the other. I don't really care. I'm just going to be silent and listen to you because sometimes that's the best way. It makes no sense when I put a argument on top of your argument. Well, why are we going to do that? Because back in the day when I was a child, arguments only led to fighting, and I'm too old to be fighting. I'm not trying to be fighting anymore. That's what we did when we were children. And now that we're grown, we need to act like we're grown. That's what we need to do. So the best way sometimes is just to listen to what people have to say. You don't have to respond to them. You don't have to make any kind of body languages or anything like that, any sudden moves, no heavy lifting. Just listen. Hear everything they say. And then it may take some more days to get you more information on what they're saying. Because when people don't know where you're coming from, they don't know in which direction for them to go. See, if they know how to press you, applying that pressure on you, and you're responding to it, they're going to keep applying pressure. But when they try to apply pressure and you don't respond, it's like lightweight for you. They don't understand how to deal with you. They don't understand. They don't know what to say to you because you're not letting anything bother you. You're not paying attention to the stuff that they talking about. That stuff is not important to you. So sometimes just be silent. Be silent. Them people don't know. You know what? A lot of times people get more upset because you're silent because they can't read you. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the point that they were trying to make or the criticism that they were trying to give. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that they cannot read you because you're not saying anything. You're not saying anything, and they don't understand how they can be all up in your face and you don't respond. It's going to be hard for some people. It's going to be hard for many people to be silent. But silence can be the better thing. Silence can be the better way. And I'm telling you this because I had to demonstrate that today. I had to demonstrate a method of silence. I had to demonstrate a method of, okay, I understand what you're saying. I receive it. Thank you very much. I demonstrated that today. Did not care one way or another what was being said to me. I knew that went through one ear out the other. I knew that I was not even going to think about trying it, that recommendation, because it was unsolicited, for one, and then you came in a negative manner. So I knew I wasn't going to have to worry about any of that. So that's why I'm saying just be silent, they'll go away. Be quiet and they will go away. And that's what we want ultimately, is for the person to go away. Please go away from me. Leave me alone, please. That's what you want. You want someone to just stop bothering you. And they're going to not stop bothering you if you continue to go back and forth with them. Don't go back and forth with a person. Dismiss them. Dismiss them. Do it delicately, but dismiss them. Let them know, okay, I got you. I understand exactly what you're saying. Dismiss them. Dismiss them. You didn't call for them. You know that saying that we used to say, don't come unless I call for you? That's real. That's real. You don't want anybody coming to you and you didn't call for them. Dismiss them. You know, how difficult is it to tell somebody, okay, your concerns are understood, has been received, and would be considered. Okay? What else is for them to say after that? But I just want you to know, and your concerns will be taken into consideration. I want to make sure I hear you. You hear me right. I've heard everything that you said. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's how you do it. You don't argue back and forth with people. You keep quiet. You dead that. You dead it because it's not. It's normally when people coming to you with stuff that's on their minds, to you it's a non-factor. So why are you gonna keep going back and forth with it? I'm not gonna keep arguing with you. Keep arguing with you till I build my temper up and then I got a case number. Because see, most of the time it's the person reacting to the negativity that gets in trouble. It's the person reacting to the negativity that gets in trouble because that's why that person was sent. That person was sent to take you out of your comfort zone. But you have to have, and I say you, like I say, I'm talking about all of us, we have to have control over our attitudes, control over our tempers, control over our behavior, so that nobody will come and take us out of our comfort zones. So the first part of not losing your temper or not getting out of character is to remain silent. Don't be so quick to respond to negativity. Don't be so quick to respond to somebody coming and giving you advice about something you didn't even ask about. Why would you come talking to me about something I didn't ask you about? Why? Because you're trying to take me off of my game. And we don't have time to be taken off our game, people. We don't have time to lose focus on what we're supposed to be doing, what we need to do for ourselves and our families. We don't have time for that petty stuff. Let me tell you something. This is how I live my life. It's like this. I have a straight journey. I have a journey. And in my journey, I'm going to have some obstacles. Boom. I'm going to have some obstacles. I'm either going to go around it, I'm going to hop over it, or I'm going to be lifted up above it. That's how I'm moving now. So I got this straight journey. But okay, as I got the journey, I'm moving on up. I got somebody here trying to pull me this way. They're trying to pull me this way. So they come in with some garbage that I need to address. So what I need to tell them, okay, thank you so much for making me aware of this, but I'll get back with you, okay? I appreciate it though. I'm back on my journey. I'm moving up. I got somebody on this side with some more garbage. Okay, so now I'm addressing them. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I understand. Everything is well noted. Okay, then I've talked to you later. You take care of yourself. Okay, bye. And I'm keeping on my journey. You cannot get sidetracked with the garbage that's coming from both directions, okay? We're always gonna have obstacles. Don't add to your obstacles. Learn how to let stuff go. I still do a lot of stuff, let me put it this way, because I've been doing a lot of stuff from different people for a long time, and I still do a lot of stuff for different people. But what happens is when it starts getting too much for me, when they start aggravating me and they start making it a job and not a volunteer adventure or journey, I start letting it go. I got too much on my mind to worry about that now. I started off volunteering for you, trying to help you. When you try to make it difficult, I leave it alone. When it gets messy, I leave it alone. When you try to pull me out of my comfort zone, I'm going to just leave you alone. And you got to deal with that. Now, you go do the work. You go do that free work, because I'm still on my journey as I'm working for other people, as I'm trying to assist other people. I'm going to still keep moving on my journey, and I'm not going to let you pull me down. not going to let you pull me down with your negativity. I'm not going to let you pull me down with your unbeliefs. I'm not going to let you pull me down because you're telling me that I'll never get ahead, or you need to wait and just do this and do that. And listen, we are people who can be multi-talented. We are multi-talented type people. We can do more things than just something over here at this time frame, and then after this done, we come over here. No, 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 no. We can chew gum and walk at the same time. Okay? So don't let anybody tell you that you're not going to be able to get to where you want to be because you're doing this over here. So that means that I can't work and go to school at the same time. What are you saying? I got to pay my bills, but I still want to get educated. You see what I'm saying? So, because that's the way I look at things. When people tell me, "Oh, you need to do one thing," well, if I didn't do one thing when I went back to school, I was going back to school. I was working. I was taking care of my children. I was doing a lot of things. I was multitasking. I would come home and yes, I would cook, you guys. I would cook and I was still handling my business. I graduated and got one master's degree, and 2 years later I graduated and got another master's degree. And I was still working, taking care of my children, doing what I had to do in the community. So don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something because you're doing something else. But when your body and when your mind becomes stressful, then you have to start shedding things off for yourself. Always make the best decisions for yourself. And one thing you have to do is keep that stress off of you and do not allow people to add to your own stress. I always tell people I can get in my own trouble. I don't need nobody to help me get in trouble. You know, you got a lot of people want to recommend that you do this and you do that and blah, 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 blah. I get in my own trouble. Listen, y'all know I'm not married, okay? But see, this is the thing why I can't marry, because the person I marry has to love me. It cannot be an arrangement, because I was engaged to in a marriage arrangement too. Yeah, I was gonna get married just for convenience. I really was. He had it going on. He had some coins and stuff like that, and I had what I had. Not much as he had, but I had what I had, and he was like, "Well, you can use this check for what you want to use it for, and you don't have to have any more kids," because I had one. He was like, we'll just raise your son, and we don't need any more kids. It was a marriage of convenience. It really was. And I was going to do it until I realized that I don't cross every T and dot every I. The person that marries me got to love me. You have to love me because I'm a bad girl. And so being that person and knowing who you are, there are certain things that's just not going to jive with you. You see what I'm saying? I could never be in a marriage of convenience. I couldn't, because I would be miserable. The person has to really love me to deal with me. Has to. Okay? And so I say that to say this. Don't do things just because it's convenient at the time. And because most of the time, it's not even convenient for you. It's convenient for somebody else. You're not going to be happy. Stop doing things that you're not happy about. Stop doing things repeatedly that doesn't make you happy. Come on, no matter what it is, whether the type of jobs that you get, whether it be, the places that you hang out, do not do things that you're not happy about. Okay? So what we have to do now, when we're confronted with some negativity, I know we want to jump all over the person, because I'm telling y'all, I was a little hot-tempered somebody, honey. In my 20s, baby, I ain't care about no jail. I ain't care about no case numbers. I ain't care about no police. I did not care. I didn't care. I'm telling you, I did not care. And I was in the military and still didn't care. I didn't care. And so I understand when you don't have a care in the world. But at some point, you have to start caring about you. You got to start caring about your mentality. You got to start caring about your health. Because don't you know that all that mess that you carry inside weighs down on your health? All that stress weighs down on your health. That affects your health. Worrying about this person over here and this person and what they thinking about you and what this person thinking about you, that weighs down on your health. No, you got to free yourself. And that's why I'm here to tell you about freeing yourself. And the first way that we're going to free ourselves together is to ignore negativity. The next time somebody come up to you with some negative stuff, dismiss them. And I'm not talking about being nasty with it. Be silent for 10 seconds. 10, 20 seconds. Be silent. Listen to what they're saying. They coming at you hard too. I told you, they coming at you now. They got some choice words for your tail. Because I don't know what you did that you didn't do. Because most of the time you ain't done nothing. This is there in their mind. And so they're coming hard at you. So you listening for about 10 to 20 seconds at them coming hard at you. And roof, roof, as they barking at you. Go roof, 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 you know. And I always tell people, don't bark at me. I'm not an animal. You know, but and I used to think that because people barking at me, that gives me the right to bark back. You know, just listen. 10 to 20 seconds. 10 to 20 seconds, you done listen to that garbage. Then you tell them, okay, I understand. Understand how you feel. I'm not exactly sure. How can we resolve this? Is in any way? Do you know how we think we can resolve this issue? Okay, I tell you what. Let me think about it. Your concerns have been noted. What else you gonna say? You don't have a resolution, and so I heard everything you said. Talk to you later. Dismiss them. Don't sit there and argue and go back and forth with them. Escalate that problem. We're gonna de-escalate this conversation. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. I need you to get out of my face. Period. It takes time. It takes you some of us to grow to this point. But if we can teach younger people, you can get it in your 20s and you can get it in your early 30s. You can get it in your 40s, okay? You can get it earlier than I got it. Okay? Because the best feeling is to sit in your peaceful zone and be like, you know what? I handled that the right way. Even though it don't feel right to me, I handled that situation, baby. I handled that. I let that fool stand there and look like a fool. You know, you can talk to yourself like that. I let that fool stand there and be the big fool that he or she was. I let them stand there and look like a fool. And they did it around people too. I'm glad I wasn't in it. I'm glad I ain't look ignorant. You know, that's the way you handle that thing. You were the more professional person. You were who they thought you should be. You were who everybody thought that you would be. You responded in the way that people expected you to respond. I get that all the time. You know what I'm saying? A few years ago, yeah, I had some issues and I probably didn't respond the way people expected me to respond. But I let my flash overtake me. But we're not there anymore. We're not there anymore. So what happened to me today? I've heard those words today. You responded in the way that I thought you would respond. Hey, that's big, y'all. That's big. Because a person put you in a position where they respect you and they don't expect any less from you than for you to be professional. That's big. For real. That's big. I would rather someone tell me that all day long than to tell me you responded like a fool. I didn't think you had that in you. I don't know about you. I ain't get that. I got you responded as the professional that I thought you were. That's a good sign. And that's what I want for you guys. I want for people to respond to you that way. I want that to be the words that they say to you. I didn't expect any less from you. You handled that thing, baby. You were so professional. I want to be just like you. I want to be just like you. I want to be able to take a situation and be the bigger person. I want to be able to ignore negativity the way that you did. I don't want to pop off and look stupid around folks. I want to be that professional. And I'm telling you, the first thing you have to do to get to that point is to remain silent. Do not let your response come out of your mouth in the first second. Let the people talk. Let them say what they're going to say to you. Let them get it off their chest. Listen to them. Listen. And then ask them, do you have any suggestion on how we can solve this problem? Because they're not going to be expecting that, and they're not going to have a suggestion on how to solve the problem. Okay, well, everything's been calculated. Let me sit back and think what we can do, okay? You have a great day. Get them out your face. Get them out your face. You ain't got to get back with them. Because, see, what's going to happen is the whole time they going to be back there worrying about, hey, I made a fool out of myself. I look like a pure butt. You know? That's what they're going to be thinking about themselves. They're not going to come back with that foolishness because they're going to be too embarrassed. If they got any oomph about themselves, they're going to be very embarrassed that they even approach you that way and get that professional response from you. And if they come back, just ask them, have you thought about a resolution? Because I've been trying, but I can't think of one. What is it that you prefer we do? What do you recommend? Put that junk on them. Because the problem is not your problem. The problem is their problem. And that's what we got to remember. Stop letting people put their problems on you. Because I didn't do something that you wanted me to do, it's not my problem. That's your problem. You're not paying me. I can understand if you're working there, that's different. But if you're volunteering, doing something, you don't get to tell me what to do. Okay, I'm doing it the way that I want to do it. I was put in charge of this mission, and so I'm going to do the way I want to do it. So when they come at you and say, oh, you didn't do it this way, and this is the way to go, just listen to them. Just listen to them. Because that problem is theirs. It's not yours. Okay, so let's remember, silence is sometimes the best way to go. And I say sometimes. Because I can't sit here and tell you that I'm going to be silent every time somebody jump in my face. You know, I have to go, I got to pray and everything, you know, I got to ask the Lord to keep me sane. I have to say, Father, I pray. Let me say, y'all ever heard of them 30, not even a 30-second, let's say a 5-second prayer? Get to know them very well. Get to know those 5-second prayers. Get to know those prayers where you can say, Lord, I need your help right now. Help your daughter in Jesus' name. Get to know those prayers because they help. Keep me protected, Father God. Keep my mouth closed, Lord. Lord, help me. Get to know those prayers. If your silence is just silent enough to say those prayers, that's going to help you. That's going to help you. But get to know those 5-second prayers, honey, so that you will not get yourself in any trouble and you will not get yourself in any mess. Remember, y'all, that God loves you. I love you. Make sure you love yourself. Go on and love someone else, and then you know, because you cannot love someone if you don't properly love yourself. Love yourself, and you can properly love someone else. Until we shall meet again, may you be tremendously blessed. And I thank you. And remember, sometimes silence is better. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you soon. And don't forget to stay tuned for our next show. I'm going to have a guest on that show, and I think it'll be very interesting to some of you. God bless you. Real Talk Live with Arnette D. Love. Until we shall meet again.